what's good everybody? Alright. Okay, so if you haven't been living under a rock, Playboi Carti recently dropped a snippet, and it's not even a snippet, it's a full song on his spam page, Opium Opium. And the song's pretty good, it's cool and all, but what this means is he's beginning the rollout for his new album, Music, finally, after like 3 or close to like 4 years after Whole Lotta Red dropped. I mean, he's been performing those songs at the same festivals 3 times a year for years now, and it's getting annoying. I can't believe there was a time where we actually thought he was going to drop in like 2021. We thought Narcissist was an album. It just turned out to be a clothing drop. But anyways, Carti dropped a pretty good song. I thought it was pretty good. Some people thought it was trash, but from what I've seen, most people think it's pretty good. And like I said earlier, it looks like he's starting the rollout for his new album, Music. Caption also says #IamMusic. He also got cosigns, or started posting other people's cosigns on his story, like from The Weeknd. He posted a text message from Kanye. He posted a ton of people from his label, people he's cool with, random people from fashion. He even gave Bobolam a shout out and said, thanks for the support. So, you know, it's getting serious. Like, he's starting to behave like a normal person and stuff. It's kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what are you doing, bro? He's losing his aura. But anyways, what this got me thinking was, is Playboi Carti gonna be able to top what he did in 2020? In 2020, what was so cool about Whole Lotta Red is everyone hated it, and then it became like this genre-changing album. I don't even want to say that like ironically, it actually did. You know, there's so many underground rappers out there, and just rappers in general, who, if it weren't for that album, they wouldn't have the sound that they rap on today. Not only that, Whole Lotta Red had like a really good story for an album. For example, most of the time with albums, and it's happening more and more recently, there's a lot of hype for it, or you can build a lot of hype for it, but it'll drop and it can be alright, it can be pretty good, it can be good, and people will forget about it in like a month. Even Kendrick Lamar, who I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan, but he's an album for like 5 years or something, and then people forgot about it after a month. Lil Uzi, Pink Tape, he teased it like crazy, built a ton of hype, you know, people forgot about it. And there are tons of albums like this, you know what I mean? Playboi Carti, he teased Whole Lotta Red. It was definitely one of the craziest rollouts in the past like 5 years. He teased Whole Lotta Red, built a ton of hype for it. People were like, yo, where's this album? Everyone's dying to hear it. He drops it, everyone's like, no, this is trash. It wasn't what they were thinking it would sound like at all. They're like, no, this is trash. Then everyone was like, yo, this is actually pretty good. And the consensus started changing, and then certain songs started blowing up on TikTok. Sky became really big on TikTok. He dropped it during the pandemic, so there was quarantine, so people weren't really outside. But once people started going outside and he started performing, the songs were like, oh, you know, these are like certain songs, they're good for like mosh pits and stuff. So long story short, he took a bunch of risks on the album, and they paid off big time, because it paid off both commercially and critically. And by that I mean like critics liked it as well, like music reviewers or just fans and just music snobs, rap fans, everyone. By that I mean it went #1 on Billboard. I forget how much it sold. It sold like 100 something K. It sold a lot. It's obviously continued to sell a ton. I think it's, I don't know what the certification is. And it's also very well received and well liked by like all sorts of rap fans. Not old heads, but just Pitchfork gave it a good review. Obviously Carti fans are gonna glaze it. And even the average fan can be like, yo, this is pretty good. This is good. The thing about music is, #1, the way fans weren't able to predict the music or how the music on Whole Lotta Red would sound, that's what kind of gave it its cool moment. I don't know about music. I feel like from the snippet that we heard, from the other snippets that we've heard, from the song or he just dropped on a spam, I feel like people are gonna know what this album is gonna sound like. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be as crazy as Whole Lotta Red. It's pretty much impossible to create something as crazy as Whole Lotta Red. I don't think it's not gonna sell well. I think it's definitely gonna sell like 200, 300, even 400K. I'm not gonna lie, like 400K might be stretching it, but I think it could sell easily 200K, like 200K minimum, just because of how much hype he has. You don't even need to be a Carti fan to acknowledge that. So how will he be able to surpass that? In my opinion, I don't really think he can surpass that. I don't know if I'm a hater or not. I just don't think it's gonna be easy to surpass that. You know what I mean? Like, definitely everyone is gonna listen to this album. Like, I'm definitely gonna listen to it first thing when it drops. A ton of other people are gonna listen to it first thing when it drops, just like Whole Lotta Red. I don't think it's gonna get the exact same reaction as Whole Lotta Red had. Whole Lotta Red had a lot of controversy in the beginning, and I just don't see music having that. Another thing about music is, obviously, it's literally about the music. So will the music be as good as Whole Lotta Red? I think it could be as good, but I don't think it'll be as like different as Whole Lotta Red was compared to his other music and compared to everything else out there right now. If you listen to a lot of the music that or a lot of like the recent leaks and stuff, they don't sound that crazy, or they don't sound like Whole Lotta Red crazy. Maybe they're gonna be on music, maybe just nothing is leaked, but I don't know. I just don't know if it's gonna be that wild. What I will say is, if he actually surpasses Whole Lotta Red with this next album, he'll definitely be up there with like Drake, J. Cole, Thug, Future, Uzi, Travis, etc. Like all of them. He already is, but he'll be like at their level for sure, if you know what I mean. Another reason why music will also have a tough time getting acknowledged by fans is there's been a very long wait. It's almost been more than Whole Lotta Red. It's been more than Whole Lotta Red. It's been months more than Whole Lotta Red was from Die Lit. And Carti's fan base puts him on such a pedestal to drop like Kanye level or some crazy level music, which definitely gives Carti a lot of expectations himself. And this is like a double-edged sword. The fame makes it so that he has this crazy fan base that no other artist right now really has, but he also has to drop a perfect album, or not a perfect album, but just perfect in his fans' eyes, or really good. I mean, Whole Lotta Red was so good that he toured on it and ate off it for 3 years at the biggest rap festivals and didn't really do anything other than build constant anticipation for his new project. Another thing about this album is it's 100% gonna be bigger than Whole Lotta Red. Not even if the music gets better, it's just that Carti has gained so many fans since he dropped Whole Lotta Red. Like, so many of his songs have went extremely viral. It's become more of a thing to be a Playboi Carti fan than ever. You know what I mean? Like, his subreddit has 500,000 members. He has 11 million followers on Instagram. When he posted to his spam, it had like 1 million likes in hours. A video 2 minutes long getting 1 million likes is crazy on Instagram. But here's what I think overall. To me, Playboi Carti is like one of the most interesting artists right now. Even if he's mainstream, like a lot of underground rappers don't come to him as close as like the mystique and unironically like his aura and just like his image and persona. It's very rare you find an artist that has all of those. I feel like the last couple of artists that really had that type of, I wouldn't say like the mysteriousness or anything, but just like the image. I mean, we're like XXXTentacion or like Lil Peep or maybe Juice WRLD, but there are very few that come close to it. Or like some artists will have it, but they'll have it for a very short period of time. Playboi Carti's been able to hold it for like, I don't know, years. But right now, like he's been like cool. He's had like a cool image. He's had really good music, and he's been doing really well and been on an uptrend for like 6 years right now. Ever since Magnolia, he just hasn't stopped, and that's very, very, very rare. So to me, music is like, I wouldn't say it's make or break, but it's just like interesting, because will he be able to keep this up? Will he start stagnating? He's getting old. He's pushing 30. There were a lot of memes about it, like, oh, Playboi Carti's pushing 30, but he's getting, you know, a bit old. And I'm just willing to see, will he be able to keep up everything that he's been doing so far, or will he burn out? Because it's very rare to see an artist last this long and do this well and maintain their level of coolness or popularity, or even increase it the way he has. But there are other artists from other genres that have, so who knows. Anyways, that's it for this video. I don't really have anything more to say, you know. Just let me know, do you think Carti will actually surpass Whole Lotta Red this time, or do you think it's gonna be good or on the same